Sarah Ferguson has spoken candidly about one of the happiest days of her life, the day she tied the knot with her handsome Prince Andrew. The 63-year-old told her podcast listeners how she was totally in love with the Duke of York the day she said "I do" in 1986. Despite separating in 1992 and divorcing 4 years later, Fergie has remained on good terms with her ex-husband, with the former couple still living together at Royal Lodge on the Windsor estate. She has previously described them as the happiest divorced couple in the world, adding that they still enjoy each other's company and allow each other to blossom. Speaking on the latest episode of her podcast, Tea Talks with the Duchess and Sarah, the grandmother of 4 said the day allowed her to have her own Cinderella moment. Fergie so in awe of Margaret Thatcher she kept making a funny noise on her big day when 2,000 guests flocked to Westminster Abbey. The Duchess donned a satin gown designed by Linda Carrick and wore the York tiara, given to her by the late Queen Elizabeth and Prince Philip, recalling one of the best days of her life. Fergie said, "In 1986, the nation stopped and took a holiday on July 23 for the farmer's daughter going up the aisle with an extraordinary tiara given by Her Majesty, which had gardenias floating all the way through it so you could see sparkles but you couldn't see the tiara. It's an extraordinary story of Cinderella, really, isn't it? I wasn't exactly milking the cows on the farm, it was a very lovely life I had, but my father still farmed. Of course, I absolutely was totally in love with my handsome prince." Before she met Andrew, the Duchess undertook a course at Queen's Secretarial College in Kensington. She worked in PR before joining an art gallery where she would spend 45 minutes commuting to work via bus or bike. Don't miss. Fergie compares herself to Cinderella as she says UK stopped for her wedding. Inside, Fergie believes the Queen is sending her messages from beyond the grave. Report: Charles isn't kicking Andrew out of Royal Lodge to avoid looking vindictive. Latest, she continued, "Up I went, up Westminster Abbey, and there at the end was the handsome prince with his full naval uniform on and the nation stopped." Westminster Abbey was just abuzz with belief. Fergie said she believed in what she was doing on that day. "That was one of the greatest days of my life," adding, "I believe that it was an extraordinary moment in time." Although like every bride, she said she was nervous, she described how amazing it was to have people calling her name in the streets the night before her wedding. She added, "Like every bride is always nervous, I don't know why. When I came down the stairs from Clarence House, where I spent the night before, everyone is going Fergie, Fergie, on the streets. When I came down the stairs, there was my father at the bottom of the stairs. It was one of those moments. I was watching Cinderella with the girls the other day," Ella enchanted. "I did that. I had that moment, and Dad was at the bottom.